Hello everybody, today I'm going to share with you this Ecosmart 68watt 300watt equivalent CFL bulb. Now this particular bulb has a little bit of history for me. Now my grandma used to go down to Florida in the wintertime to, well, get away from the cold of Wisconsin. And when she was down there, she lived in a community, and this community, when I went down there, started to switch everything over to CFLs. Now a lot of their things were already PL bulb based. Their post top lights for pathways, floodlights, everything was PL preheat. It was pretty cool to watch it all turn on. But they had some acorn lights that was on the main road coming in, and those were all mercury vapor, but sadly they started to be converted over to these gigantic CFL bulbs. Now I think that was back in 2010. And it might have been around this time that I picked up this bulb here, because I really wanted to find one. I thought it was really interesting and weird to see a CFL of this big size. So, well, I wanted to find one, and here it is. Found this, obviously, at the Home Depot. That's the name that has the Ecosmart brand. I don't believe they make this particular bulb anymore. However, I haven't been to a Home Depot in quite a while. Anyway, it is a pretty unique bulb, and I do enjoy it here in my collection, because these big CFLs are now being taken over by all of the LEDs and, well, LEDs really. So here is the front of the packaging. We can see the Ecosmart name. It obviously equals a 300-watt incandescent bulb. Takes 68 watts. It says it lasts 9 years, but that's based on 3 hours a day. So if you're going to use it as a replacement for a light outside that runs all night, of course that's going to be, shorten the life, not from 9 years, but, it'll be shorter than 9 years, obviously. You still have the life of 10,000 hours, if, it even lasts that long. You can see it says indoor use, but I've seen these used a lot outside for, retrofitting, but most of the fixtures that they're in are covered, so it's not, going to hurt the bulb. Water isn't going to directly become in contact with it. Down here we have the lighting facts. On the back we have information about the mercury in the bulb itself. And on this side you get to see a picture of the bulb. Now notice here it does have a heat shield, but this particular bulb that is in here, it is by Ecosmart, but it doesn't have that heat shield on it anymore. They must have did away with it after a while. It says that it can save you $255. Sure. Yeah, because you'd want to use this in a lamp or a sconce on the wall. It would look absolutely ridiculous. And on the bottom, you can see the Home Depot there. So, let's go ahead and open up the packaging. And there's the bulb. Put the box aside. It is in this plastic container here, which does protect it. Now, with such a big bulb, you can see it has a very thick tube. This is probably a T6 tube, I want to say, T6 or T7, probably T6. It's way bigger than your typical CFL tube, as you can tell. I mean, look at how big this thing is. For comparison, I have a GE style 300-watt bulb here, and a standard A19 bulb on this side. So you can compare them a little bit and see that this thing is absolutely gigantic. You can take it and put this bulb on top, and now it's the same height as the CFL. So it is absolutely gigantic. So of course we have the tube, very fragile. On the ballast compartment we have Ecosmart. Caution information, and the information that we're more concerned with, we can see it is warm white, 120 volt, 68 watts. It is 1.13 amp. That's probably a date code or something. So very cool. Now we'll screw it into our socket here. And whenever you screw in a CFL in general, especially these really big ones, you always want to do it by its base like this, because you may break the tube if you're tightening it by holding the tube itself. So don't do that. You'll either break the tube or break the cement here at the base of the ballast compartment, or the top of the ballast compartment. Anyway, let's go ahead and turn off our main light. And it takes a second there to turn on. I think it has to get some capacitor pumped up. It will take a little bit to get to full brightness, but when it does, it definitely is very bright. This thing is just so ridiculous it is funny. Now these giant CFLs, I have a couple of them in my collection because, well, they're all being phased out now with LEDs, but they are very good for growing things indoors, or just, you know, growing things wherever. But you need to know the correct color temperature to get the desired effect that you need. I believe you need a different color temperature for, you know, blooming things or just for foliage. I don't know much about that, but I'm sure there's other information online that could direct you to the correct color temperature for the bulb that you need. But these things definitely are bright, and I have seen people use them as grow bulbs. So yeah, this thing is pretty much already at full brightness. It is incredible. Let me go ahead and put some things down here and follow it around. It doesn't have, you know, really harsh shadows, and that's because it's not like one point of light. You have a big ball of light here. But yeah, it's just ridiculously huge, but looks really cool, you know? You don't really see this much anymore. So, yeah, interesting. Anyway, I really do hope you enjoyed this video of this Ecosmart 68 watt, 300 watt equivalent CFL bulb. Also, please comment, rate, and subscribe, and thank you very much for watching.